Windows 7 NT is also there, now mixed usage. Here are Windows 8, Windows 10, and Windows 11. I can easily change my roadmap. Here's Windows, and I can take this Windows version and set it up with Windows 8 and add a reference link. When students see our 2012 Windows 8 data, I consider it a successful instructional design. There's info on OS development up to Windows 8. I can modify the roadmap. I might need more points. This roadmap might not suffice, so I can take more from another source or use this one as the topic is extensive. Here, when the student comes, just look. Even our data is in Windows 8, for example, which is the year 2012. At the very least, when he comes here, we put the 2012 data for Windows 8. I have a successful instructional design for English students covering the historical development of operating systems up to Windows 8. I can reshape the roadmap. A few points might not suffice. I could gather more from another source as the topic is extensive. Now I have Windows 10 and 11, skipping some versions. I can copy and paste below, but a simple paste isn't effective. Editing on the second page isn't the best method. A better way is to create a duplicate page and copy it automatically. The copy without the original is safer for your infographic. I can work on page 2 instead of listing steps, see how the process goes, and check out 10. Because I have Windows 10, I can take from this copy and paste it below. If I just do a simple paste like this, it's ineffective. I can delete it easily. I can duplicate the page. The duplicate is safer for infographics. Check the process and see 10. I searched Google for operating system history to list operating systems. An image appeared. There's a better way to do it, which is to create a duplicate. So here I have a duplicate page, and I can take a copy of it automatically. The copy without the original is more accurate and safer when you're working on your infographic. I can work on page 2 here, instead of just listing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Just see how the process is going for you, and check out 10. And add 2000 and Vista, which I previously overlooked, because now you have 12 items you can rely on. So I wrote, for example, that I'm searching on Google, and I typed operating system history to see how many operating systems I can list. And here, an image popped up for me. This picture shows the development of operating systems. I can take from it and tell him that Windows is here as well. This is also related to Windows. He tells you here to click on Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows XP. Like I told you, he brings you the operating systems that the user used. Now it should include Windows 7, 8, 10, and 11. I'm listing icons. Windows 1, Windows 3.1, Windows 95, and Windows XP. Here are Windows Vista, XP, and Vista. And 7, 8, and 10 are all part of the ongoing process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus desktop making 10. And here's Windows 11, so that's 11. Missing Windows 98, 3 missing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. 11 elements, missing 11 and 98. So with 7, 8, and 10, the process is ongoing. I could have listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the desktop, which makes it 10. And here's Windows 11, so that's 11. But there's something missing here. I don't see Windows 98 mentioned. It's not included in the diagram in front of me, nor in the desktop. In Windows 11, there are 3 missing. So I could say there are 3 missing. Here are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Those are 11 elements, because from 12, we're missing 11 and 98. And in Windows 11, there are 3 missing, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 elements from 12, missing 11 and 3, 11 elements. I can design up to 11. The path has ended. I can add modern elements. No need to reach 12. I can remove it. All right, I'll remove it up to 11. My roadmap is valid up to 11, and it's Windows 11, right? Before it, there was Windows 8, 7, etc. It's done because I can add other Windows versions and start working. Adjust what's necessary so the design fits. Say follow and add a number 2 in neon. Work with anything free. I want free text to avoid struggles with tags. All fonts are free, showing high appearance options. In the end, I'm a designer, not struggling with everything. Some things appear with a twist of money. because my roadmap is valid up to 11. And before that, what was Windows? Like 8, 7, etc. It's done because I can add other Windows versions and start working. You adjust so that the design fits. You can say here, follow, and you can also add a number 2 in neon. You can work with anything free. I can say I want free text to avoid tag things. All of this is free fonts, free, and it will show you below that it will give you high appearance options, all free as well. In the end, I'm a designer and I'm not struggling with everything. There are things that started to appear with a twist of money in the end, but here I have shapes, for example, this one. And you can also add a number 2 in neon. You can work with anything free. I can say I want free text because I don't want to struggle with things that have tags. All of this is free fonts, free, and it will show you below that it will give you high appearance options, all free as well. In the end, I'm a designer and I'm not struggling with everything. There are things that started to appear with a twist of money in the end. But here I have shapes, for example, this one. Bring it here, this one. But here I have shapes, for example, this one. Bring this one here. I can say it's page 2. And I tell him here it's not a team. I tell him page. Not that much. And make this text a bit smaller. I will bring it here. If you don't like the colors, we can change them. Anything you don't like, we can change it. Let's see how it looks in the design. Light colors on light colors don't look good, so you can use colors to change their shade. Instead of being like this, it can be a bit darker, or like this, or like that. And that bright one, let's keep it like this. I can move them down to keep them together. They're one element, but I can ungroup them. I'll take one and move it down since the page doesn't need it. After adjusting, I can select both and group them again. Did you see? I click to ungroup, move them under the design for a nicer look, then group them using Shift. I can ungroup and group objects or lock everything. After finishing, I'll copy this, go to the page and say, let's make them one. After my work, I click the lock icon. If I try to delete, it says, lock it, man. You can't delete it. You saw what I did? I clicked on it to do ungroup. I ungrouped it. I moved them under the design for a better look. Then I selected both using Shift and grouped them again. I can ungroup and group my objects. I can lock everything. I can put a lock on it. After this, I'll copy it. I'll copy it and go to this page and say, let's combine these two into one. Then I click the lock icon. I selected these two and pressed delete. No delete. I click here and it tells me, lock it, man. You can't delete it because of the lock. I can do unlock and remove it. Then no unlock option. This is open lock. You can see the difference between the two lock icons. This is closed lock with unlock switch. This is open lock, click to lock. So you can see the difference. I'll copy it and go to this page and say, let's combine these two into one. After I finish my work, I can go to the lock icon and click on it. Honestly, if I did anything, I selected these two and pressed delete. There's no delete. I click here and it tells me, lock it, man. You can't delete it because I'm pressing on the lock icon. I can do unlock and cancel, okay? Then there is no unlock. This is the open lock. Look at the difference between the two lock signs. This is a locked lock. Switch is on and it tells you to do unlock. Here, this is an open lock. It tells you that if you press it, it will do a lock. So use existing design to design the current shape. All right? We used it for the texts and we used the shapes it provided. So a colleague might come and say, I want to change these shapes. I want to replace this shape with another one. You have frames or you have shapes. So you go to the elements and start saying, see all shapes. If you don't like this shape, you can look at the available shapes. One person might say, put hearts. He's romantic and free. Another person might say, no, we won't use shapes, we'll use frames. I have frames to put the numbers in. Show me how all the frames look. So this is a frame. I'll put a computer icon and a mobile one. Another person might say, no, neither shapes nor frames. These are videos. No, the videos won't work. I see the graphics. You can see all the shapes you have and you can replace this with it. You can write the word list, for example. He didn't find anything in the shape called list. But if I go to all I'll find a list here that has a graphic tag on it. So, there's another way to create a list, meaning things that have a paid tag, but this one is free. So there are 3 lists out of 3. And this is also a list. Okay, there's a location, because this might be closer to the location. So there's a location, and the location icon, and the location itself. This location has everything. I can take this pose and put it everywhere and write the number underneath. It's working. I can take this and flip it. What is this? Well, this is it. Doesn't it remind you of something? It's kind of messy, but this is a location. This is its brother, and this is the yellow one. Or the red one isn't empty, but the thing in this one is a bit big, like 20. Here's the number. This is it. He took the location icon and flipped it to the right. I mean, he didn't invent anything. He just got it from somewhere. It's the location icon, whether he got it as an image or from here. Look at this shape. It's its brother. So this is its brother, exactly to the millimeter. But there are free shapes you can find, and this is its brother. So this one is free. Can you bring me this next to it? Sorry, I want to prove my point. This one I brought. Can it be yellow? Okay, that makes sense. And I'll put it next to this one like this. But there are free shapes you can find, and this one is its brother. So this one is free. Can you bring me this next to it? Sorry, I want to prove my point. This one I brought. Can it be yellow? Place, rotate, resize, fit same, enlarge for control. And this is the rotation process that is involved. They took it and placed it here, and they made it smaller too. They brought it down a bit and made it bigger to fit the number. They flipped it a little here. It did the same job. Now let's move away from what was originally there. It did the same job as the orange and blue. What did it do? Tell me, what's the difference? You can just make it a bit bigger so you can control and manage it. Just like that, if someone saw the yellow one I brought new from the location, the difference between it and the one below is significant. The rotation started to increase a bit. You'll find it if you search. I just want to tell you that there's an alternative to this. There are many alternatives available if you search for this location. You can find a lot. There are free options and paid ones, and there are plenty of free resources. That's why this site is special. There are no issues with it.